Hey, what's up, viewers and subscribers? It's Slick Nick here. It is about 11:51 p.m. on Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. It's been a while since I've done a video, so wishing everybody a Happy New Year again. And I'm in the Pavilion's parking lot over in West Hollywood. I just took a little lunch break. I just grabbed chicken tenders and some potato wedges, not much, and also a Starbucks. I got up early this morning and I took a passenger from Reseda to Torrance. That was a way to start the morning. And then I was down in the south area a little while, and then eventually I brought somebody up to Baldwin Hills and then someone to West Hollywood. So that's how I end up in West Hollywood. I've also been doing Instacart for about a month too, and it's kind of fun too because besides driving, I like to shop too. But I usually like to pick union shops though. And I also make exceptions for Costco. But before I accept a batch, I usually will look at the map because you can zoom in to see if it's going to a house or what looks like apartment building. Because sometimes when apartment buildings are the destinations for the deliveries, there's like lack of parking at times. And even as the customer asks you to bring the stuff in, sometimes finding a parking space and carrying several bags, it's almost impossible. But if you find a house with a driveway, it's usually not an issue. But sometimes it's an issue when the customer's address is not shown on the house, or if it's too dark and you can't see. So how can I do another video eventually discussing about Instacart? I also have been renting through HyreCar. I did it before Christmas for a few days. Rented a Kia. It was a Kia Forte, my first time driving a Kia, and this car I'm in right now is a Toyota Prius. It's a 2015 Prius. It's very fuel efficient. So I've filled it up at least 4 times already. The first time when I picked it up, I had to fill it up a little bit. And after calculating my gas mileage, first time I got 45, second time was 47, and this last time 50.7, so almost 51 miles to the gallon. So I actually pay less for gas than on my Ford Fusion hybrid. This car has a backup camera too, and one of the flaws though is that the steering wheel does not come out very far. It doesn't go up very high, especially because I'm really tall, and depending how I angle my legs, sometimes the cruise control switch on the side hits my knee, which is kind of annoying. Whereas with the Honda Ioniq, it doesn't do that. So Honda Ioniq, I actually get a little more leg room in that one. Kind of like the Ioniq better than the Prius, but they're both fuel efficient vehicles. But apparently with HyreCar, depending on what car you pick up, sometimes there's mileage allowances per day, which means if you go over that, they start charging you per mile. So this one I got, apparently it's only got a 250 mile a day allowance. So I try to keep it under that, and so far I've been pretty good about keeping it under 250, and I've had to extend it a few times, especially because just recently, about a week ago almost, I went to take my Fusion to get a tire rotation done at America's Tire because it was overdue, and apparently I did hit a pothole a while back. Sometimes we hit potholes from time to time, but a pothole damaged my front tire and the passenger side on the sidewall. Apparently it's not leaking, thankfully, so it's exposed the secondary rubber, and thanks to America Tire's road hazard protection, I get the tire replaced for free. So they already special ordered it, so I've yet to hear back from them, and I'm probably gonna have to give them a call soon. And once the tire is in, I gotta set up the appointment so I can take my car in, get the tires rotated, get that tire replaced, and we'll go from there. And on HyreCar, I'm still keeping an eye out for any other fuel-efficient vehicle, or any XL vehicle or Lux vehicle would be nice. Anything within a 6-mile radius, somewhere I can jog to. So what I do is when I get a car, I look to see where it is. I look around the valley, since I live in the San Fernando Valley, and what I would do is I'll drive my regular car to a residential area nearby and park it there, as long as there's no restrictions. And then after I pick up the car, transfer my stuff over, I'll leave the car at my place, the rental car, and then I'll take a jog over to where I left my regular car, my Fusion, and I'll go pick it up. And then when I return the rental car, of course I'll clean it out before I take it back, and then after I take it back, I just take a jog from there to home. Works out great. And the nice thing about it is that you can do multiple platforms, like Uber, Lyft, and deliveries too, which is good for me. Apparently I haven't been doing much with Uber. I've been doing more Lyft because Uber tends to be a lot slower now when it comes to rideshare, at least here in the Southern California from my experience. But I've been getting more rides with Lyft. Apparently with Lyft we still cannot change the price, adjust it, semi-adjust it to be exact, like you can with Uber, which kind of sucks. I mean, come on Lyft, you need to let us set our own price, especially if you're making us independent contractors. Yeah, and this Prop 22, apparently it's kind of a joke, and it's already gone into effect, and so far I haven't seen any pay cuts, which is good, but I still wish this 22 would get overturned, and there's still a good chance it can be, especially because of what happened in Washington, who won. They're gonna start getting it ready to overturn it, I hear, but we'll see what happens. And every 2 weeks is when we start seeing any additional earnings. If you don't meet the guarantee, you'll get additional money bonus to you. Like on Lyft, a few weeks ago, I went a couple weeks without them hitting the guarantee, so they actually bonused me a $41 difference. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. And also for health insurance, what I did was I took a picture of my insurance card and sent it to Lyft, and they approved it, so I might get the stipend as long as I get at least 15 hours per week. But this is only for engaged time where you have a passenger in the vehicle, whereas without Prop 22, they would have to do it for all time, even when you're waiting for a passenger. And this minimum wage, 120%, basically what it is, it's an additional 20% higher than the local minimum wage. It's kind of vague. This Prop 22, the way they write it, it's very vague. And this 30 cents per mile for reimbursement for expenses, that's additional. But apparently that's only during the guarantee calculations. But when you're driving regularly, you still get your normal per mile per minute rate. That hasn't changed, thankfully. So just doing a quick little check-in. And I also want to mention I completed a short film. I was a crew member, a sci-fi film last December, so I was glad to get a paid production in. There was another production I was involved in before COVID hit, and then COVID delayed it. Apparently I resigned from it. It's kind of a long story, but I don't want to get into detail about it. Just glad I don't have to worry about that one. But the other project, the sci-fi one, we shot out in San Diego County and also in Inland Empire, and it was fun. Look forward to working with that crew again. So anyways, I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna head back out to work, see if there's any rides to div or any Instacart batches worth taking. As always, check the description box below. I also will include a link in the description box. If you want to do Instacart and want to sign up, click on the link below. And also for a guarantee bonus, if you sign up for Postmates, Uber, Lyft, you can check out other stuff I have in the description box below. Feel free to donate to my PayPal using the friend option, or use our Venmo or Cash App. Check the description box below for extra details and tips. As always, be safe out there. Use common sense. Don't take unaccompanied minors, and make sure those people have car seats for their children, and make sure they have masks and face coverings. And do not unlock those doors until everybody is masked up. All right? All right, as always, be safe. Peace.